This is Nolen with WRSU, and I'm here with the guys from Beach Fossils. How you doing, guys?
Very well.
Lovely. Thank you for having me.
I'm good.
Great. All right. I was just saying, last time I saw you guys, it was on the dual tour with Waves. What was it like touring with those guys? It was a lot of fun. I know they like to party a bit.
Yeah, it was a wild party the whole time, pretty much. It was really good.
I bet. Is there any sort of advantage you guys like to have when you're doing those dual tours? Or do you kind of prefer doing something like tonight where it's your own Beach Fossils tour?
Both are fun. Like, it's good to be out on the road with, like, a crew, because then there becomes this, like, sort of family vibe throughout the whole thing, and you get really close. But every tour we do, even if it's not like a dual headline tour like that, we still bring artists that we like and that we like their music and we want to hang out with them and stuff. So every tour becomes like a traveling little family thing anyway.
I know you just started your own record label, Bayonet Records. Do you usually pick people from that roster, or?
It depends. Sometimes, yeah, like if somebody's got a new release. I mean, I try to not, it's not like a weird like marketing thing, because I could see that being a thing where there's like a, I don't know, like a monopoly on who's touring or whatever. It's like, but also the artists that I signed to Bayonet, they're usually new up and coming artists, and they're just people that we like and respect, and we would bring them on tour even if they weren't signing with us, So, I mean, a lot of the artists that we bring on the road with us are just, people that we like. We went on tour with Snail Mail, and
Kevin Crowder.
Yeah,
Or She Devils.
but like also the way that I even know either of these guys is because like he was in a band called Craft Spells that was on tour opening for Beach Fossils, and that we became friends. And then he was in a band called Hoop Dreams that like opened for us some, and we played.
Briefly, the 1975.
And then we met
It was 4
Anton
minutes.
because Anton was playing drums with this artist Jerry Paper that was on Bayonet.
We were together at that show.
Yeah, we watched
him
him,
drum,
and we were just like, this guy is such a good drummer.
Right.
We have to get him in the band.
I had to have him.
It was love at first sight.
Yeah, it really was.
All right. And while we're on the topic of Bayonet Records, that was the first record, Beach Fossils record, that you guys released on your label. Do you mind just telling me a little bit about what it was like to work without limitations and kind of just have your own schedule with not having to answer to a bigger label?
I think it's great. I mean, with Captured, it was cool. I never really had to answer too much to anybody else. But with Bayonet, it's like I can do full freedom, and just something about that feeling was really nice. There was no external pressure, so we could take our time and we could do everything right. I mean, I become like a perfectionist, I mean, we record so many songs and we throw most of them away or recycle a lot of the parts, but having the freedom to like experiment and explore your sound and not have to worry about like a deadline, it's just nice.
Yeah, for sure. I also know that was first record where, like you said, you're a bit of a perfectionist. You gave up the reins, and everybody else got to get involved a little bit more. Would you guys like to talk about what it was like being involved in the songwriting process?
Well, I think kind of happened organically for the most part between us, because me and Jack joined the band in 2013, and that's when we were touring Class of Truth during that record, and I mean, we were always having fun, like during rehearsals, just jamming and doing weird things like we're always doing in the studio, and so I think it was like inevitable kind of process of, oh, that's cool that we collaborate on this like random jam together at rehearsal. Let's see if we can shape this into something. And then I think that's when we started realizing, oh yeah, it's really fun to write together, and we have some interesting ideas together. So
it was very organic. It wasn't like a big planned thing going into it that this is the record we're all working on together.
Yeah, it would probably felt weird like writing it alone at that point, because we spent like every day together pretty much.
Yeah, and it's like a lot of it was like on tour, like during sound check and stuff, just like playing random riffs and just like sort of growing on that and being like, oh, we should just track that. And before you know it, like we just had songs.
Right.
That's great. So Beach Fossils is coming up on about a decade now of being a band and a project. Needless to say, a lot of stuff has changed since then in the way of streaming services and whatnot. I guess I'm just kind of curious, what would you say has changed for the better? What has changed for the worse? Or maybe you have any like advice for up-and-coming artists who are moving in the industry right now?
Ooh, that's a lot of stuff.
Yeah. Take one
I think like touring, one thing I think that is like changed for the better, is like touring has gotten a lot better for us. I mean, even when we first started touring like 10 years ago, it doesn't really sound that long as far as like a band's career or whatever, but like even simple things of like being on the road was really different, like sleeping on floors and not having any money for food and like not being able to do anything that like basic survival needs. It was like really difficult.
Living in squalor a bit.
Yeah.
It's like coming of age period, like, It makes this so much sweeter, I guess, right?
yeah, but like also that's the kind of like, as far as giving advice to new artists, like you have to do that, and you have to be cool with that, and you have to accept that, because there are some new artists that like don't understand what touring means, and they like get a bus like straight out the gate, and they do like snazzy hotels straight out the gate, and they like blow all their money and come home with nothing, and it's like, what are you doing? It's like trying to live in this life of luxury where it's like, dude, focus on the music, care about the music, sacrifice yourself out on the road, and just make, it'll all come together if you really care about it.
You probably end up like missing those days anyway. Like at some point you look back and you're like, wow, I wouldn't mind sleeping on the floor tonight. Like whatever. Like I miss those days,
Sure.
Yeah.
So I know you guys are fans of scented candles and stuff like that. I was just kind of.
Don't get me started. Don't get me started.
Just a little research. Follow you guys on Instagram, no big deal. But so I was just wondering what kind of scents you're into. Like, are we talking fruity? We talking a little more earthy tones? We feeling lavender, like fruity stuff?
We can go down the line.
Just go straight down the line
here. All right, let me get right now.
Clever guy.
No, well, I've talked about this a few times, I guess, amongst us, but I'm really into the idea. I have this weird, deep nostalgia for Rainforest Cafe chlorine mist that's in the air. Like, you're eating a hamburger, you're 5 years old, you're looking at, like, the constellation LEDs, and then you just smell just the waft of chlorine. It's almost like eating a burger next to a pool. It's like a strange combination that exists.
Yeah.
And I really
It's great.
Yeah, I want to capture the essence of the Rainforest Cafe chlorine scent in a Yankee Candle.
That's pretty good, man.
It's a little questionable, but
I prefer like the musky, like woody smells, and I like the like classic little frankincense and myrrh,
Deep rank head.
I like the stuff that smells like I went to Catholic school for elementary school, and we had to go to church all the time, and I'm not religious by any means, but I love the smell of a church when they got that big incense thing they're swinging around. Yeah, that thing they swing around, and like any candle or like cologne that smells like that, I'm sold on.
Frankincense, myrrh, orange clove. I have this this cologne tobacco.
Tobacco and vanilla. You guys on to?
There's one like with sandalwood that you mix,
and write that down.
Yeah, everyone take notes. I pretty much just like to smell like the wood section of Home Depot. Every time, like I just want to smell like that sawdust smell. I love it. But I'll pass the mic.
Yeah, like Palo Santo is like my favorite smell ever. I just like burn it constantly. Had to remove
It actually gives me
all the smoke detectors in my house.
Put the halo above his head.
Yeah, just like constant.
I think I get the worst headaches from Palo Santo.
I don't know. Katie loves it. I'm not really into it.
Like Palo Santo too.
Palo Santo reminds me. Like my in the house that I grew up in, we had like a lot of roaches, and my dad would always have to do roach spray around the windows. And Palo Santo smells exactly like the roach spray.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe that's not real Palo Santo.
Maybe not the best scent. So we were just talking about this a little bit earlier. Most of you guys grew up skating and stuff like that, and I think that a underrated medium for getting music is through skate videos and things like that. I was just wondering if there were any specific soundtracks in skate videos, or maybe just like songs, bands, things like that that you got turned on to through skating.
Definitely. Yeah, I mean, I got turned on to a lot of music from skate videos at a young age. Like there were these Thrasher videos. I would go to the skate shop near my house and just like pick up whatever VHS tapes they had at the time. And I discovered Black Flag and like the Misfits, but also like the Beatles, like stuff like that. Like, the just like a really wide variety, and like there was a lot of good like funk and soul music on a lot of those too. So yeah, I mean, and like luckily, we've been like lucky enough to have some of our songs on skate videos, and now like we have a really big skate fan base who comes to the shows, and they're like, oh, I heard you on the like Habitat thing or whatever,
I saw that.
Yeah.
For you guys?
I've definitely found out about Black Flag. I was trying to think of like whose part it was that had that Cramps song. Do you remember?
Oh, I don't know.
Just you find like it comes down to like skateboarders, especially back in the day, were like creative people and like
Totally.
they like nice music. Like it's like having an older brother or something or older sister or something. So
I mean, skating and music has been tied in. I mean, as far as skateboarding goes, it's been tied in with music from the beginning.
yeah,
For sure.
that's
It's kind of like a sport that's tied in as with art as much as it is with like the athletic component of it. Any for you?
Like Fugazi.
Oh, yeah.
And even just like a lot of like, I don't know, like I basically only listened to radio rock, and then I got into skating, and like Built a Spill was like in a Transworld video.
Yeah.
so good.
I had no idea who they were, or like even like the Shins, like there was like from like their first record,
Dude, yeah,
like that like blew my mind, and
First time I ever heard Joy Division
yeah.
as well. Love Will Tear Us Apart.
I was gonna say the seminal one for me was the Yeah Right music video.
Oh my
Or
God.
the video like the Eric Costin, like the girl video. That was really sick. And then we were even talking about this yesterday or 2 days ago about the Uncle, the music video for the Leica.
Oh, the Spike Jones.
The Spike Jones directed slow motion skate video. That one's amazing.
Well, yeah, he got his whole start in skateboarding doing those videos. Yeah, it's crazy. So you guys have stuck your necks up for new metal a little bit in the past.
Oh, yeah.
I know you. I know you grew up listening to it, and I've heard you talk about Korn in interviews in the past. Now I'm a little younger. I was born at the tail end of the new metal craze, so I didn't get to appreciate it in its full swing. But if you were to give like a top 3 album, maybe you all can just give one for somebody who needs an introduction to new metal. What would you say? Let's just go down the line.
Ooh.
Okay, let me see.
I gotta say, I am the new metal aficionado here, though.
I
so-
have to let it filter through Dustin.
He's darker. I'm more like alternative radio new metal. So
Yeah,
you start off with yours.
You had all the brothers though.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
had the new
Well,
metal
all right. Korn, Life is Peachy. Deftones, Around the Fur. And, oh my God, another quintessential. Man, this is hard.
Well, let me just toss them while you're thinking. Linkin Park Hybrid Theory. I mean, that's like.
See, he likes what I consider to be post-new metal. I'm a new metal purist. You know, like with punk, it's like there's punk purists. It's like 77 punk and like everything else after that is like poser shit or whatever.
Post-punk, dude.
That's how I feel about new metal.
What about like Korn and Marilyn Manson?
Oh my God. I mean, Marilyn Manson, yeah. Portrait of an American Family or like Antichrist Superstar, any of those, or Smells Like Children. I mean, those records changed my life. Yeah.
So would you say new metal gets a bit of a bad rap?
Absolutely. Yeah, it definitely
New
does.
metal has good raps, rap metal.
Yeah.
Okay. So I just wanted to ask what you would say a career high point of yours has been, and what a career high point of yours has been, and why you would say it was winning that Dave & Buster's guitar with Post Malone.
All right. Well, yeah, that's a high point. That's a
The
good
second
point.
highest is what?
Maybe, yeah, there's so many high points, dude. So many lows and so many highs. I don't know.
That was a pretty solid night, though.
was
Yeah,
good.
we
That
were
was really
like,
fun.
we all went to Dave & Buster's, and well, first a little backstory. We went to Dave & Buster's for my bachelor party,
Oh, okay.
and
a low
I.
point.
Low point.
And
You'll see.
like all night, the whole thing was like, we're gonna get enough tickets to get the Dave & Buster's guitar, and we snuck in a bunch of drinks, and we got really wasted at Dave & Buster's.
We blindfolded Dustin.
Yeah.
And he didn't even know where he was going. He brought
Yeah.
him there. Middle of fucking New York.
was
just,
good.
like, going crazy.
But then at the end, we had a bunch of tickets, enough for the guitar. But I was like, no, I'm getting married. I need like stuff that married people have. Get me the coffee maker. Get me the crock pot. Whatever, like all this stuff. So I got all that
We also
instead
were
with the
amazingly
tickets.
talented and lucky. Like we had Jack Tatum from Wild Nothing there too, and he was like Rain Manning. This like game, we won so many tickets. It was absurd, but
I think you figured out like a loophole or something that we probably shouldn't talk about. It's a secret. But there's
Keep it hush hush.
there's a thing.
But anyway, I got all that stuff, and I took a cab home. It was like 5 a.m. I was wasted, and I accidentally left it all in the cab. And I was like, whatever, maybe that guy is going to go on to be a celebrity chef. But fast forward, we go to Dave & Buster's with Post Malone, and I'm like, I'm going to get the guitar. We're going to get the guitar. We go there, and we end up drinking way more than playing. And at the last minute, they're about to close, and we're like, all right, we really got to start playing. So I found one game that I could kind of hack and kept doing it, racking up the tickets, and I was like throwing too much money down for Dave & Buster's, like more than that guitar is worth. And then they were like, all right, we're closing. I was like, shit, we don't have enough tickets.
We were
so
close.
yeah, but we walked up, and we were like, and Post was like, I got this. And we walked up, and he was just like, yeah, we kind of been looking at that guitar, and they were like, we got you, it's all good, don't worry about it.
Anything for Post Malone, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. They just wanted a picture of him holding the guitar.
Yeah.
So that was it, and then we got the guitar, and we went back to his house after and jammed it like all night. It was beautiful.
How'd you guys come to meet him?
This was like a few years ago. I hit him up on Twitter because like I was just watching interviews. I saw his like Hot Ones interview and whatever, and I was like, he just reminded me of like us and like people we hang out with.
Yeah.
I hit him up on Twitter, and he like DM'd me with his phone number and was like, let's get up. So when we were in LA next, we like hung out like every day and just got wasted, had a really good time.
It's cool. Do you have a favorite Post Malone song? Any of you?
Oh,
mean,
Up There.
Ooh, that's tasteful.
That's my favorite.
I like Big Lie.
Yeah, Big Lie. Yeah.
And
the,
probably
the sample of the Gigi Mason sample.
Yeah,
Is
yeah,
that Big
yeah.
Lie?
It's the Bjork / Gigi Mason sample is in the song.
That one's
Tasteful. Big Lie.
very nice. Yeah, I got to go with Big Lie too.
All right.
I mean, Rockstar.
Rockstar.
My heart's in Rockstar. My heart's in Rockstar. Doesn't get old.
Yeah.
Rockstar's a classic. You can't be denied.
Yeah.
It hasn't gotten old.
Well, also one of the funniest things is when that first time we went to his place and hung out with him, we were talking about like rappers, little ad libs and like catchphrases, and he was like, "I want mine to be wow," and then he just made that song. It just came out, and I'm like, he did it. Like he had the idea and he followed through with it. I love it.
Great. So you guys are kind of responsible there. Did you get credits in the track? Are you getting royalties?
Yeah, man, we're living off
rock
those.
roll.
Yeah.
This interview's over.
All right. So just closing up, I was wondering if we could maybe expect any new music tonight, or what you guys have going on planned for the future. If not,
Yeah, I mean, we haven't been touring that much this year. Like, usually we're kind of constantly on the road, but we've been slowing down because we have our own studio, and we've been going in there, like, every day and just working on stuff. So we're trying to finish a record. We have, one new song we're playing tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
well, I can't wait to hear it, and thank you guys so much for doing this. I really appreciate it a lot. Again, this is Nolen with WRSU. Thanks for tuning in.
Thank you.
Alright.
Okay, cool.
Cool.
Yeah.
Do you need to do the WRSU?
Yeah, we could do that. Do all you guys want to
he's good at
do a
that.
collective?
Wait, we should do the harmony though.
WRSU.